As we all know, the console wars are over. We've now entered the platform wars. Yet it seems like there's another war brewing. The price wars. We've had this type of war before in the mid-90s with both Nintendo and Sony slashing the price of their systems and games. The difference here is instead of trying to be the least expensive option, they're trying to see how much they can charge people. The one company that has not joined the corporate greed race, at least not yet, has been Microsoft. With the price hikes from Sony and Nintendo, Game Pass is looking more and more like a way better value for gamers. For a mere $20 a month, you get access to a huge library of games, and if you're on PC, it's even cheaper at $12. Actually $1 for the first 14 days at the time of this recording. On paper, that's a great deal, which greatly undercuts what Nintendo and Sony offer. NSO only offers their retro library on their subscription service. Game Pass is giving you brand new modern games for a nominal fee. While there's no doubt about the value proposition being presented here, we need to be a bit more honest about what we're getting. If someone told me to choose between NSO or Game Pass, I'm choosing NSO every time. But why would I do that if Game Pass is far and away the better deal? As I've taught you all, software sells hardware, not the other way around. In this case, software sells platforms. I've played and beaten Fire Emblem, Mother 1 and 2, Metroid Fusion and Metroid Zero Mission, Crusader Ascenti, and Golden Sun. These are games I would never have played if not for NSO. I get plenty of value out of my NSO subscription. I have no interest in playing any of the games Microsoft has to offer, as I'm not into Call of Duty, Gears of War, or Halo. It would be cheaper for people to go to watch an old movie from the 50s at a small movie theater than to watch a major modern blockbuster film. Yet those old movies don't have huge ticket sales like the blockbusters. When it comes to video games, similar to movies, you're not just selling a product, you're selling an experience. We shouldn't look at video games like who's going to sell a cheaper tool set. Animal Crossing New Horizons at $60 outsold Stardew Valley at $20. Super Mario Wonder at $60 outsold Sonic Superstars at $30. Why don't people buy the cheaper option? The cheaper option doesn't offer the same experience as the more expensive one. We know about those game cartridges that have dozens of games on them, but all but maybe one or two of them are junk. Even with tool sets, people will spend a bit more on a more trusted brand offering better quality over cheaping out at Harbor Freight. With Game Pass, the price is right, but you can't play any of Nintendo's games on Game Pass, and you can't play any of Sony's games on Game Pass. There's no Stellar Blade, no Elden Ring, no Baldur's Gate 3, no Final Fantasy, no Astrobot, and no Black Myth Wukong. They did just recently get GTA 5 on Game Pass. If the games, the experiences, Game Pass has to offer are of no interest to you, their value proposition actually has no value. Nintendo's $50 a year is cheaper than Game Pass, but this will only matter to you if you care about the games on that service. As someone who wants to play Zelda, Metroid, and Xenoblade, Game Pass doesn't offer me anything. I also need people to keep the same energy for Game Pass as they do NSO. If we're going to criticize Nintendo for a subscription model where you only rent games, we need to do the same for Game Pass. You can buy these games on Game Pass, but that's only because they're modern games being offered for sale, as NSO is only for Nintendo's retro library. It's all about the games, and has always been about the games. The better value in gaming will depend on what games are being offered. Right now, Game Pass is tied with NSO in subscriber count, both sitting at 34 million. I'm just seeing a lot of people talk about Game Pass with all the price hikes from other companies. And I keep thinking about all the games you can't play on Game Pass. It's a great deal if you're into Microsoft's games, but it's a nothing burger if you're not. A platform can have 1 million games and be worthless if you don't want to play any of those games. PC gamers will tell you about how cheap PC games are. What games are these? Who cares if the game is cheap or on sale if I have no interest in playing it? I don't expect shovelware and played out or commercially unsuccessful games to remain at full price. The trump card Nintendo still holds is you can only play Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon on a Nintendo console. Touting these other platforms with huge libraries of games can't beat the platform which has those games most people want to play. We'll see if those killer app titles will pull Nintendo through this upward price war, but people don't invest in gaming platforms as much for the price as they do for the gaming experience.